Hi, and welcome to this Markup RXP video where we'll be giving an overview of the latest version 0.3. The first thing to check uh, with your new version once you've downloaded is if you open up the app config settings and just check that version number. It should start with 0.3. There's lots of additional numbers after that, but the key one is 0.3. That's what we're interested in having. If you're on 0.2 or 0.1, those are the two earlier releases of Markup RXP. Okay, so the main changes in 0.3 have been under the covers. In version 0.1, when we first released, this was about 4 weeks ago, we were notified that people were getting blurry symbols. So we introduced the concept of the standard and extra options here to say if you want more detail on your chart, you can go for that extra mode. And what we've done is in this release, we've added just another little bit of help, which just gives a little bit more information over, we recommend that you do go for the standard mode, but because things will be faster. But if your symbols are a little bit blurry, then go for the extra method. But just to bear in mind that there might be a few issues on devices, on lower spec devices due to memory constraints. And this brings us back to the changes that we've made in 0.3. So in 0.2 we introduced the extra method, but then some users were reporting on the forum that when they loaded a chart or if they tried to adjust a chart, the application was closing down. And this was because it was reaching the memory limits of the device. So what we've done in 0.3 is we revised that process slightly and we've put some checks in to make sure that we don't hit certain boundaries. And what we're hoping to see is a lot smoother process when you're loading those charts and when you're editing those charts. It is potentially at the expense of restricting the level of detail that we can get to on those charts, but hopefully the overall experience will be improved. So what are the actual other changes that we've made? There were a handful of users on our forum that have mentioned that their projects were appearing empty. And this was a cause for concern, and we've done a lot of investigations and traced this back to an issue in the save method. And what it turns out is if multiple save methods were run at the same time, there was the off chance that your project would get saved in the database, but in a slightly different location. So we've revised that bit of code, we put a fix in, and we haven't been able to replicate that problem. So that problem now looks as though that's fixed, which is good news. We should no longer be getting empty projects displaying in the app. Um, what else have we done? We have also, if we just open up this project, so if we just restore the purchase, there we go, purchase restored. We can open up this project here, and this opens up into just the regular Markup RXP. We've slightly improved the symbol search and just how we manage and find symbols. A couple of users said they had issues where the symbol search was detecting non-similar symbols, and we've traced that back to an issue with contrast. So a fix has also been put in for that. So hopefully we should only be picking up symbols that do look very similar, like in this example here. And the other changes that we've made is if we click over to our, just come on the symbol selection mode there, and we come over to here where we can open up our colors. And the change that we've made here is when we come to enter a value on iOS, it now comes up with the numeric keyboard across the top. So you can type in your numbers to restrict whatever color you're selecting. We just close that down. What we've also added is to select the colors in order number. So rather than being in shade card order like that, we can choose to select it by number. And once you find the color that you're after, if you just select that color and you go to markup, then that color will be selected. So these are a couple of the changes that we've made. The other change that we've made, if we just jump back to the version number here, where are we here? So on this version number, what we want to be able to do is to ensure that if we release a new version of the app, that it will pick up that latest version for us. So if I just switch back to our scene, so now when Markup RXP loads, if there is a newer version of the app available, you'll get this little message that comes up. And you can hit no if you don't want to update. But if you do hit yes, that will then take you across to the App Store where you can then simply download the latest version of Markup RXP. And once you've done that, obviously, then you can jump back into your newly opened application and you're off and running with the new version. And that covers everything in this latest version of 0.3. If you do have any questions or issues or requests, hop over to our forum. We try and monitor that regularly, and we can see about getting your changes implemented into the app to help make Markup RXP the best it can be. Many thanks for watching.